Welcome into the Hong Kong Fusion podcast with your hosts, Dave, Jack, and Tyler.
What's up, Jack? We're back for week 5. We are down a man. Tyler still recovering from the Phillies game last night, as am I, as are you. But what a night. Saw a grand slam in the playoffs, in person. Place was electric. Shout
It
out
was
to
quite
Tyler.
loud.
Shout out to Tyler for the extra ticket. Much appreciated. Good night for the Phils. We were up in the air about this recording this week. We're doing this on Thursday. DJ Moore is currently shitting all over Jack to start Thursday night football. Did he really?
Did you see that? Yep.
Nope.
It is 17-0 Bears, and it is 32.7 to 0.46 times.
Well, I, for one, know how it feels to get shit on Thursday night. It's bad. It was, I think, Debo 2 weeks ago.
That's right. It happened multiple times.
Yeah, and it almost was David Montgomery last Thursday, but he was on Ed's bench. More to come on that matchup later. But yeah, Thursday night recording tonight. Did this because the Phillies are not playing tonight because they took care of business. I do want to tell you about a mistake that was made at the ballpark last night by myself. Have you experienced the PJ Wellahans in left field?
I have not. I've experienced PJ Wellahans, but I do not tend to go there because I feel like I don't know if you've got wings, but I feel like wings at a baseball game is not the ideal food situation.
It's definitely not, but that's not the mistake that you think. First of all, boneless wings, like you go with the fork, it's totally fine.
Right.
Yeah, you can't go bone in at a baseball stadium. No way. But we got boneless wings before the game. I got hot, obviously. And they were delicious. They were quite good. I had an early lunch knowing that I was going to eat all the things as one does at the stadium. Fourth, fifth inning was right after the JT home run, shortly after, which Tyler missed because he was in the bathroom. But I got up to look for Tyler, and we were sitting like right in front of the PJs. And so I walk up and I just like take a look around, and there's no line at the PJs. And
you've
we had
already had
waited, and
a
I've
dose
already
of
had
wings.
a full order of wings, correct? But there's no line. Like I could eat again, We're gonna sit in traffic on the way home. It's gonna be a late night, right? So I was like, I'm gonna hit up this place again, and that is where the mistake was born. So when I didn't realize how big of a mistake it was until multiple strangers pointed it out to me. So I order, same cashier that hooked us up the first time. And so she takes my order, I pay, she goes and, gets the things and comes back and goes, "Were you here last night?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "I definitely recognize you." I'm like, "Yeah, well, since you said it, you got me about an hour and a half ago." And she started laughing. So that's when I knew that maybe like I shouldn't have done that.
Oh man, that's good.
And then I get back to our row in the section, and I was sitting like at the end of our seat range that we had. So I was sitting next to like somebody that wasn't with our party. Super cool dude, very, very short. The first time we all stood up, he was like below my shoulder, which freaked me out. Um, but he was very cool. I think I high-fived him like 17,000 times during the game.
Sounds about right.
I get back to the seat. I sit down and he looks over at me and says, "You're eating again?" And I'm like, "Geez, man. Yeah. Thank you.
Judgmental.
Thank you for pointing it out." And the second order was somehow like 4 times as hot as the first.
Oh, wait, spicy wise?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So it was a tough night. It did not help with the recovery the next day. But
I would imagine the
um
stomach was probably in shambles this AM.
we were in shambles for multiple reasons, which we'll go ahead and talk about in the matchups.
Matchup preview.
So I just realized that I lost last week to Nick. My team did not have a good week. I almost had your like no touchdowns by players situation.
It's fun.
Um, yeah. Instead, I had no catches by player. I had one catch by another player. So my flex combined for 1.4. Um, not great. Not much else to say other than the Justin Fields revival happened against me. Um,
It's again happening right now. Again,
and yeah, it's hard to even go back to this matchup because I'm already losing by 32. But it looks like Sam Howell is driving. So hopefully I can get a touchdown here,
there you go.
give myself some hope. But congrats to Nick. I think I scored the least amount of points last week. It was like, I don't know, my good players played bad, except for Mark Andrews. But I don't know. Nothing. I got nothing else. Moved to 4-4. I'm in sixth place. Still have a decent amount of points, so not ready to panic just yet. Although DJ Moore is moving me toward the panic button.
Yes, he is. Um, in similar fashion, I also got shit on last week by Ed. It's been a recurring theme that teams are saving all of their best weeks for me. So almost hit the median. I was about 125-yard catch by DK Metcalf on Monday night away from hitting the median. Lost by 92 to Ed. Ed put up 211, which is the most anyone's ever put up in the entire history of the league.
Shout out Christian McCaffrey. I mean,
Yeah. So, I mean, I was down big early on. Puka Nakua, Jake Elliott put up 20 against me. That feels great from a kicker. Pacheco had a great week. Cole Kmet, because of course he did against me. And then, 4 o'clock game start, and Christian McCaffrey goes ahead and puts up 50. So,
not bad.
yeah. So we're throwing that one away, and we are hopefully going to have more success this week. I think I'll have a little bit of luck on my side, drawing CJ, whose good players are on by, Keenan Allen, Rashad White, and Kenneth Walker. So I am not currently down by 30, which I'm happy about. And good luck in your comeback.
Thanks. While you were chatting, Sam Howell missed a 45-yard touchdown to Dynamite Brown or whatever his name is.
Yes, dynamite.
The fourth receiver on the
Yeah,
Commanders.
gotta
I have
beat
a
Dion.
29% chance to win according to the projections at 9:05 on Thursday evening.
That is a tough scene. De'Ami Brown, by the way.
The
Yeah. Well,
almost.
before DJ Moore scores another touchdown, we'll move on.
Go in or goal on.
That drop is just very serene. Exactly
It is
like Tracy.
beautiful.
All right, go in or goal on. First one we've got is the Miami defense versus the New York Giants. Setting the line at 5.5 sacks. Daniel Jones set sack records last week, which is never good if you're a quarterback. Apparently Paris Campbell also took a sack last week, which was funny. So yeah, but 5.5 sacks. Miami defense against the Giants. I'll take the go in. I think they can probably get 6 or 7 on that line. And I also think it's kind of comical that Nick owns the Miami defense. So every sack or turnover or a good play by them will be happy and painful at the same time.
So I have Justin Herbert, and on Monday morning found out he broke his finger, and he has his bye this week. So I was like, oh, I'll pick up Daniel Jones, and they're playing Miami next week. He was a free agent still because he's not on waivers because he hadn't played yet. And I was like, oh, Miami, their defense, it doesn't seem to be great, high scoring maybe. Then he got sacked 11 times on, or I guess 10 if Paris Campbell took the other one.
Apparently he did.
So I proceeded to drop Daniel Jones. And I am also going to go in on the sacks because the offensive line is just not even close.
Yeah, something is very, very wrong.
Yeah,
And
so that's a lot though. Like I don't think it'll be more than 7, but it's hard to imagine they figure it all out in a week, in a short week too.
that's a good call on the short week. All right, we're both in.
Yeah.
Next one we've got CJ Stroud, rookie quarterback, Houston Texans, 269.5 passing yards. Houston is at the Falcons.
I am gonna go line that one, even though he's been very good. I think he's got the most yards ever through 4 games. Might not, but I know he's on pace to break Andrew Luck's rookie record by like 800 yards or something.
He is, I think it's like 5,031 yards that he's on pace for. And I think Andrew Luck had like 4,300.
Yeah.
Let me ask you here, what would you set it at to go in? Because I lean the goal on side as well. If I were to set it at, say, 249 and a half.
Yeah, I'll go in at that.
All right. I'm still going to take the under. I think
Okay.
Atlanta just wants to run the ball, and I think the time of possession could be pretty in the Falcons' favor there, even though I think Houston's going to win. All right, final one. Garrett Wilson, 77.5 receiving yards. The Jets play the Broncos this week, and that game is in Denver. 77.5. I am in on Garrett Wilson.
I am gonna go long. I don't know if I can trust the Zach Wilson thing after 1 week, even though a few weeks ago I was like, he's gonna be fine. He's terrible. But maybe not. He somehow outplayed Patrick Mahomes in a football game.
He did.
So I guess he has the talent somewhere. I mean, Mahomes
Yeah,
stunk on Sunday night too.
he did, for sure.
Let me go on. I think like 68 yards, like 6 catches, 68 yards will be the Garrett Wilson experience on Sunday.
Yeah. Fun stat on Zach Wilson that I read today that I made note of. Zach Wilson is the only opposing quarterback to have more completions passing yards, touchdown passes, and fewer interceptions than Patrick Mahomes in a Patrick Mahomes start, college or pro, and that is 127 total games.
That is crazy.
So there's that.
That is really crazy.
That was unbelievable to read, but
yeah,
here we are.
it was very interesting. Like Pacheco got the ball a ton, so I
He
can see
did.
how that could happen, but that is wild.
Yeah. And the Jets still lost. So
With all that said,
with all that said, yeah. All right. Good stuff.
Fantasy football trivia.
I feel like the voiceovers get slightly deeper week by week. It might just be
they're
me,
changing a little bit.
but
I feel like I recognize the, I don't know, like the tone setting. They definitely have their own. Like the
yeah.
other one, I was ready to meditate. This one, I'm ready to ready to trivia.
Yeah, you're ready to dive in. I think you've got a pretty good chance of clearing this board. I had to throw in a little bit of a wrinkle to make it a tad harder. But we're 4 weeks through the season, about a quarter of the way. How well do you think you know the top fantasy point scorers by position?
Pretty well, I think.
Okay. Okay. We will find out. So you've got, as I said, fantasy point leaders by position. This will be through week 4, so all 4 games. You've got the logos at the bottom there for those that are consuming this on the YouTube channel. Feel free to play along. Jack, basically what you're going to do is rattle off players. I don't need to know what actual 1 through 5 or 1 through 10 position they are, just the player. All the logos down here will fit into each of the blocks. You've got top 5 quarterback, running back, tight end, and kicker being the wrinkle there. And top 10 wide receivers. This is all our league scoring, full PPR, and field goal yards.
Right.
Which did make a difference. I will tell you the current kicker 7 in standard scoring is Hong Kong Fusion's kicker 5. So as you get answers right, I'll drop the logos in the appropriate boxes. And theoretically, this gets easier as you go.
Yes. Okay. I mean, we're Eagles
wherever.
fans. Yeah, we're Eagles fans, so I'm gonna go with what I think is like the most obvious one. Jake Elliott, I'm pretty sure is the kicker 1.
Jake Elliott is definitely up there. He is the kicker 1. You are correct.
Mark Andrews, I believe, is the tight end 1, maybe 2.
Mark Andrews will fit into the tight ends. He is the current tight end 5. Just
Oh,
thinking
wow. Sam Laporta.
Sam Laporta is the sole Lion on this board. He is the tight end 2. Shout out to Pete for feeling out the rookie tight end breakout. Drafted him in the later rounds, which I 100% made fun of him for, as I tilt picked Hawkinson 10 rounds earlier.
I got to start doing the receivers so I can clear some of this board at the bottom. Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen feels pretty safe. He is the wide receiver 2.
Okay. Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams is going to be up there. He is the wide receiver 6.
Puka
Good work so
Nakua.
far. Puka Nakua, he's going to be up there as well. 3 Rams here in the top position or top fantasy point scores. Puka's wide receiver 4. See what happens when Cup comes back. Hopefully this week. And if not, I will die.
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs is going to slot in directly between Puka and Devontae Adams, wide receiver 5.
Tyreek Hill.
He'll certainly be up there. He's right behind Keenan Allen, wide receiver 3.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson continuing the streak of correct answers there. Wide receiver 1.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go with Kyron Williams.
Getting into the running backs,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll
Okay.
definitely be up there as well. Kyron Williams going to be, believe, checking. Kyron Williams is the RB3 through 4 weeks. We've got multiple Dolphins, multiple Eagles,
Yeah.
multiple
So
Texans, and multiple Bills left.
so CMC.
CMC is going to be the RB1 by an unbelievable amount of points.
I would imagine so. All right. Raven has to be. Well, it doesn't have to be. Stupid. No, it's Lamar Jackson. It has
It
to be Lamar
is
Jackson.
it is Lamar Jackson. He's the QB3.
All right, and then one of the Bills has to be Josh Allen after
Josh Allen is
80
the
points the past 2 weeks.
yep, Josh Allen's the QB2.
Four receivers are left. One of them's got to be Nico Collins.
Nico Collins is the wide receiver 7. Picked him up prior to week 1. Said that I was probably going to drop him after the weekend, and he had a great game, and then I inexplicably dropped him.
Oh no,
Probably shouldn't have done that.
probably not. Um, this one's tricky because he was so bad in week. You know what? I don't want to get one wrong yet. No, let's do TJ Hawkinson.
TJ
That's our
Hawkinson
last
is the tight
Vikings
end
player.
1. Vikings off the board.
So there's 2 tight ends. There's a Packer. Packer really does make this a lot harder.
The logos?
No, the kicker. Having
Oh,
the
the
kicker.
kickers. Yeah.
I'm gonna do A Chain.
Devon Achane, RB4. 2
Who's the
points
RB2?
behind Kyron Williams. We've got 3 QBs, 2 backs, 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, 4 kickers. For those listening, you've got a Bill, a Panther, a Bear, a Cowboy, a Packer, Texan, Jag, Charger, Ram, Dolphin, 2 Eagles, a Sea Chicken, and a Buccaneer.
So I'm gonna say that Tyler Bass is a kicker.
That is a pretty safe guess. He's the kicker 3. Going with the strategy of there can't be any more skill players from this team on the board based on what I've already placed.
Ooh, is Evan Ingram the tight end 3 or 4?
Evan Ingram is the tight end 4. Well done. Certainly couldn't be Trevor Lawrence.
Certainly was not Trevor Lawrence. Uh, dude, like the Panther, Thielen had that one game, but all right. So I think that DeAndre Swift is the running back 5.
That is going to be the end of your streak.
Damn. Okay, well then AJ Brown is a top 10 receiver.
AJ Brown is the wide receiver 8. Swift, I believe, is RB9, by the way.
I guess that means Jalen Hurts is in the top 5.
Jalen Hurts just makes the top 5. He is less than a point ahead of Tua at QB6. Got one tight end left.
The QB1 can't be Bryce Young. It's not Justin Fields. It's not Dak. Could be Jordan Love. I guess it could be CJ Stroud. It could be Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert is the QB1, certainly.
Okay, so is the running back 5 Tony Pollard?
Running back 5 is not Tony Pollard.
No. Kicker really made this fun. Is Kenneth Walker the running back 5?
Kenneth Walker is the running back 5. Yes, he is. Also, I don't need a kicker's name for the kicker spots. You can just give me the team for those guesses if you're not sure.
This is so dumb. Is Raheem Mostert the running back 2?
Raheem Mostert is the running back 2 for sure. Certainly the Dolphins kicker couldn't be in the top 5. He only kicks extra points.
Yep. Man.
And I did kind of blow Tua as the QB6 there when I talked about Hurts.
The Bear, is it Cole Kmet?
It is Cole Kmet. The last week's performance, that 30-point explosion, has him as the tight end 3, just to really underscore how poor the tight end position is.
All right, so the QB4, I'm going to say, is CJ Stroud.
It is not CJ Stroud.
And it's Jordan Love.
It is Jordan Love, QB4.
And that means Kaimi Fairbairn is a top 5 kicker.
Yes, he is. He is the kicker 7 in standard scoring, and he is Hong Kong Fusion's kicker 5. Good pull on the name, too. Very impressive.
And then give me Rams kicker.
I will give you Rams kicker. Brett Maher, former Cowboy.
Oh.
Kicker 2. We've got 2 receivers and a kicker left, and you've got the Panthers, the Cowboys, and the Buccaneers.
Like the Panthers don't score enough points, so that's Adam Thielen.
It is Adam Thielen. He unbelievably is the wide receiver 10 on the year.
All right, so that makes me think it's Mike Evans and then Aubrey.
You are correct. Well done.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Only 3 wrong guesses out of 30 answers.
I'll take it.
Not too bad.
I will take it.
I cannot promise a new trivia game for next week. I think I am out of different options
ideas
there, but
fair enough.
That was hopefully enjoyable, and good job as always. Unfortunately for you now, I believe it is time to pay up for your inability to not start a player to get 0 last week. So go
Jordan
ahead and
Addison.
dedicate that neck down. There you go.
All right. So tonight's episode is sponsored by Philadelphia Phillies and Miller Lite. In Red October, if you need a cold one, try Miller Lite.
Hashtag not a sponsor. Ball's in your court, Miller. If that's your real name. This has got to be tough.
Was I the only one this week?
You are not the only one this week, and you wouldn't have even been the only one on the podcast if Tyler was available. Tyler also owed one and will post one into the group chat by Sunday kickoff per the Hong Kong Fusion bylaws.
Is that 9:30 or 1 o'clock?
Oh, that's a good question. I have faith that I'll get it in. He started Pittsburgh defense, which scored -1 against the Texans last week. So tough week for the Steelers. I also predicted that in bold predictions, and Tyler told me that I was an idiot. All right, we're on to DFS.
They got whooped.
DFS Showdown.
All right, this is going to be interesting. I had a lot of fun with this one. I built one lineup, just ripped it. Felt really good.
Doesn't feel good.
And I went with it. I will say that this will either be like just an absolute Hail Mary that will bring me all of the glory that no one really cares about, but it'll feel amazing, or I'll look stupid. So to start it off at quarterback.
I'd like to just say that I played Christian McCaffrey last week and won.
Yeah, that's
got out of the basement finally.
That's fair.
My first win.
There you go.
Your first loss? No, your second.
No, my second loss. Yeah. I think you started off with 2 losses, and then I've lost the last 2. Tyler forever in second place.
Yeah.
So, lovely.
He 1-0 on the season. Beat us both.
Yep. Shout out to Pete. Welcome back anytime for Pete's parlays. My quarterback is one Zachary Wilson at Denver Broncos. That's not even the craziest part of this lineup. So,
how much did he cost?
He came in at 4,900. I will tell you that he is priced less than Derek Carr, who currently doesn't have a throwing arm. He's priced less than Josh Dobbs, Mac Jones, Kenny Pickett, who somehow is going to play after being ruled out for 2 to 3 weeks. He's also priced less than Mitch Trubisky, who's going to back up Pickett on Sunday, and Jake Browning, Cincinnati Bengals backup quarterback.
Wow.
Who is not going to see the field for the foreseeable future, and Marcus Mariota, and I'll leave it at that.
That's dumb. Why is that a thing? I don't know. Like, if you're starting, you should be at an arbitrary minimum.
I agree.
Maybe
DraftKings was predicting a. Were they the Monday night game?
No, they were Sunday night.
They were Sunday night.
They saw the epic performance.
They did.
We have a Cole Kmet touchdown.
That's very helpful in real life. For our guillotine league.
It is.
I guess Justin Fields was a good play tonight too. Then.
Yes, he's apparently good.
We'll see.
I am playing Matt Stafford
against the Birds.
Against the Eagles. I don't really
throw against them.
I don't really have much to say about it. I don't know. He was only 5,600. He's been really good
He has
this
been,
year.
and he hasn't even been
Um,
throwing touchdowns either. Kyron
right.
Williams is like
So
dominating all the touchdowns.
yeah, and the Eagles secondary is still a little banged up, and I don't know. It's in
Yeah,
LA. I think it's a. I needed to buy a cheap quarterback, and he was the one.
yeah, that's fair. Tyler's playing Patrick Mahomes, so he paid up. Moving on to
Well,
running back.
his lineup will be different.
His lineup certainly will be different. My running backs, the RB4, Devon Achane. I'm also
Hmm.
playing Brees Hall
I
to
too am playing
stack with
Brees
Garrett
Hall.
Wilson.
I'm definitely playing Brees Hall.
I just said to stack with Garrett Wilson, by the
You
way.
did.
This
Is
is a
that more foreshadowing?
this is a problem. It's
I'm playing three
foreshadowing.
Jets.
It's also very, very tired. Yeah, spoiler alert. Devon Achane, Brees Hall. You're also playing Brees Hall, and who else?
And I'm playing Jalen Warren. It's like a floor play with
Yeah,
upside.
very
I don't know.
uninspiring.
Yeah, it feels like he could get me 12 points, and if it's like a good week, maybe 18 to 20.
Yeah. Well, he will outscore
4,900,
Najee Harris. We know that.
most
Um,
likely.
yeah. Tyler is playing Raheem Mostert. He's also playing Brees Hall, so Brees Hall does not matter. At wide receiver, Tyler is playing Justin Jefferson, Tyler Boyd, and Khalif Raymond, which has got to be the stone minimum of 3,000. I saved obviously quite a bit of money with quarterback. Brees Hall is inexplicably 5,400 this week.
Yeah, that's like the free space.
And I paid way up at wide receiver. I spoiled Garrett Wilson already. Little Jets double stack action going on. I am also playing Justin Jefferson, and I am also playing AJ Brown.
Hmm. I am playing Devonta Smith as the bring back in my Matt Stafford Tutu Atwell stack.
Ah,
Um, and then I have Hollywood Brown as my wide receiver three. I really
I
don't
like it.
like this team. Like I made this lineup and was like, it's not great, but like Hollywood Brown's $5,000, and
Yeah,
he has like 7 for 80 every week.
yeah, he's cheap.
Um, so I obviously have some money left over,
You
and
do.
I am playing Travis Kelsey.
Yes. Tyler is also playing Travis Kelce. And one would expect that if one spends 4,900 on Zach Wilson, that you'd have money left over to pay at tight end. I didn't
You do not. You
because of
definitely don't.
because of my wide receivers. And here is where I'll let you know that I did not stop with Brees Hall. I
Oh
did not
no.
stop with Garrett Wilson. I will be triple stacking Zach Wilson, going conk at tight end, Tyler Conklin, baby. I can promise you this.
I'm gonna go
The
Jets
Denver
touchdown.
defense is atrocious. And one of the three guys that I chose to stack with Zach Wilson will have a game. And I will
Okay, it is likely.
get that. And right now, I'll also tell you CJ Uzama is going to catch 2 touchdowns on Sunday. In the flex, I have Cardinals rookie wide receiver Michael Wilson,
I
3,700,
like it.
who also feels pretty good there. Like everything you said about Hollywood, I kind of like about Michael Wilson as well. Interesting that we've got like different receivers on the same teams on multiple
Same team,
games.
yeah.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. You got Hollywood. I've got Wilson. So that should be interesting. This lineup obviously is going to finish off with Jets D at Denver. 5 Jets in the lineup, everybody.
What did Tyler have in his flex? And
Tyler has Wan'Dale Robinson in his flex, and he has the Titans defense.
Okay. Also have the Titans defense, and then I actually played Michael Pittman against them. They're such a run stopping team that I think against a rookie quarterback, I don't know, might get interesting to see if he has to throw it a ton. Um, even though he probably should have been the number 1 overall pick. But imagine, so that rounds out my lineup, but imagine being the Panthers and you trade up for quarterback and you pick the 3rd best guy.
Yeah.
And now you're 0-4 and your draft pick is 2nd overall.
And you don't have it. Yeah.
And you
Gotta be a bad feeling. Like having 5 Jets in a DFS lineup. So
yes, very similar feeling.
We will see how that goes. I predict I will either win or lose. I don't believe a second place finish.
I would agree with that.
Is in the cards for me, but we shall see. Anything else on DFS?
Nope. Best of luck.
Best of luck to you as well.
Bold predictions.
After the DFS lineup that I just rolled out, this bold prediction was never not going to be Jets beat the Broncos by 10 points. Broncos currently favored
The
by
Jets.
2.5.
All in on the Jets.
It's not great.
It is not. I'm gonna go with the Phillies split in Atlanta and come back home 1-1.
We love that.
And the Vikings beat the Chiefs and the Cardinals beat the Bengals. That second part isn't really much of a statement, but who would have thought Josh Dobbs is better than Joe Burrow?
The Cardinals apparently did when they traded for him like a week before the season started.
I have the music note in one of my dynasty leagues. Clayton Tune.
Clayton
Because
Tune.
I thought he was gonna start. Because I have
Yeah.
Kyler Murray in that league. I feel like that guy's career was like he was this close to starting and he's never gonna play a snap.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless an injury.
Josh Dobbs is showing out right now.
Mhm.
So I could absolutely see them beating the Bengals on Sunday. Something is very wrong in Cincinnati. Stick a fork in them.
Yeah, they like stink. They stink. Stink.
They do. Joe Burrow is broken. T. Higgins is apparently bad at football.
And broken. Bad and broken.
And broken. At least one of his ribs are. And Joe Mixon is in my RB2 slot. So, what can go wrong? Let's actually before we wrap this up, we kind of both deliberated the Joe Mixon versus Jahmyr Gibbs picks in the draft. And I think apparently neither of them was the correct answer.
Should have just skipped
with our picks.
Yes.
So yeah.
So I didn't take Lamar Jackson, but I ended up getting Herbert at the 5 because it was round 4 and I got Herbert in the 5th. So I don't know who I would have picked in the 5th round. Definitely not a running back, I don't think.
Najee Harris went right off the board before you picked, so you wouldn't have had the ability to take him.
Darn.
Yeah, I got sniped on Amari Cooper, and then I tilted into the mix and pick. It was like Hopkins, DJ Moore, and then Drake London as the next receivers. And I just
Yeah, uninspiring.
the move was going quarterback at the 4-4, looking back.
Probably.
Um,
But those quarterbacks have had slow starts. But I
they
think
have,
it's all gonna adjust itself out.
they have for sure. All right, sir. We did it on a severe
We did
lack
it.
of sleep. And
We're in the same boat next week, so we'll see. Game 1 or game 3 is Wednesday. Game 4 is, if necessary, Thursday.
Yep. Well, let's root for all the Phillies bombs again next week. Man, a grand slam. What a night.
What a night. So epic. And no doubter. No doubter. Go Phillies. Go Duck Sauce.
Go Birds. Subscribe to the YouTube.
Thanks for listening to the Hong Kong Fusion Podcast. Send your mailbag questions to hkfpod@gmail.com, and we'll see you next week.